Hello and welcome to the first video on my E30 drift car build. We're at Garage Works. Today I have known the owner of Garage Works for around 6-7 years now. I did some volunteering work for him back in college when I was doing motor vehicle qualification. That was before I joined Mercedes to then get my full qualification, but I did some volunteering work, and then ever since sort of been kind of a customer, kind of a friend, and he's very kindly allowed me to use his workshop and some of his tools in order to get this build started. But I'm gonna also do some videos on some of the cars that he's got in the workshop and that he's building. There you go, Garage Works. It's backwards, but it's not for me. So this is the starting point of the E30 drift car. Now we'll start at the front because that's where we are. As you can see, it is awful. The paintwork, awful state. Headlights, bit of fogging up. Other than that, at the front we have this little issue, but we've got some parts for that. So got a whole new front valance, which I'm only planning on using the top half, well, maybe not even half, just the top bit that holds the wings and the front trim on in place, because I will be getting a body kit for this. And then the next step along, I suppose, wheels and suspension. The front is going to have, well, the front I'm going to do a E36 coilover and hub conversion with cut down hubs with reduced Ackerman to increase lock, but still kind of give it some drivability on the road, and obviously needs dropping because this is a 3-finger gap and that is not acceptable. The sunroof on this has already started to go. As you can see on these cars, the spot welds that hold the sunroof tray in tend to rust from the inside out, and so I have decided that unfortunately the sunroof is going to go. I'm going to be cutting this out, welding a panel in place along with a roof brace on the interior, and replacing the headliner, which is currently in the car, with non-sunroof headliner, obviously, so it looks somewhat factory. At some point, probably once all the welding stuff is done, I'm going to take everything off, strip it back, protect it, and get it, well, not get it painted, but I'm going to paint it along with some friends that I'll go drifting with. I don't really know the word for it. The elephant in the room, let's say, is the rear arches. Both of them are in absolutely terrible shape. As you can see here, someone before has painted it and then not sanded it down to spray it again. Beyond that, they're all dented. There's quite a bit of fill around here, so I have got new inner and outer arches for this, which I won't be doing today, but it is going to be done. It's in the books. The back, again, like I said, it is going to have an M3 style rear bumper. So the plan is here, I guess I can open the boot for this part. The plan is here to get rid of the spare wheel well and both the boot corner pockets, and get them to level with the boot floor, which is just beneath the mounting points for the rear bumper, which obviously the M3 style bumper is a whole piece, so you won't be able to see any of the rear valance. So we're going to cut all that out as well, get it flat, just allow room for more serviceability for the diff and stuff, make it easier to get in and out. At some point probably make a new exhaust for it, but not just yet. This arch is not as bad, but it is still very rotten and definitely needs replacing on both the inner and the outer. As you can see, rubs a bit, so we'll need to sort the fitment out, roll it a bit, but yeah, that is basically the start. I think today's plan of action is to attack the boot corners and the spare wheel well. So got the car in the workshop now. The arches are here, so that's the inner arch and that's the outer arch. Started off with removing the bulb holders. I've got one tail light out already. I've got all the carpet out there. Basically, to remove these tail lights, it's these bolts, nuts, sorry. Take this plug out like this. Left-handed is a struggle, but it comes out like that, nice and easy. Then undo those nuts and it pulls out, and the reason I'm doing that is because I am cutting this spare wheel well out. I'm going to cut it level with this little drop down edge, and that is because that will leave a nice and easy area to weld to, and then seam sealer up so that it's all watertight and done. With the spare wheel well came one of the exhaust hangers, which I wasn't really using anyway. It was on a cable tie, so that's fine. Little cherry bomb down there, but yeah, that is the progress. So I don't know whether I'll get much more done or recorded today. Oh look, another E30. That's an earlier model, which to be fair might need a front valance, but I'm not sure. Yeah, anyway, my fan's really low, so I'm gonna clean this up. Once that's cleaned up, and decide whether I'm doing any more cutting today or if this is it, and I'm gonna leave it until next time when I've got a bit more time, because I was working this morning, so I only got here about 2 o'clock. So I only had a couple of hours. So, as you can see, I've taken another slither off there, which has given this a nice flat edge all the way round. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to use this grinder with a wire wheel, clean up all of this seam sealer slash thick primer slash whatever the hell this is. Clean it up. I'm going to spray it with primer for the time being, because today I don't know if I've got much more time, and then tomorrow I will come back with a fully charged phone and maybe even a videographer in the form of my girlfriend. And what we're going to do is we'll weld in the plate here, and then once that is done we can start attacking. We'll take the rear bumper off and start attacking the rear valance and the boot corners, because both of them are quite rotten. Yeah, so that is the plan. I'll check in once I've cleaned that up, and then we'll get it all sprayed and primed. So that is that cleaned up and primed for now. yeah, I'll be back tomorrow to carry on. I don't know whether to put the rear lights back in. I don't think I will do that. I can put the rear arches inside the car for overnight, but for now, that's me done. Right, back day 2 on the E30 build. I've already started and forgot to film the beginning, but we are back at the rear end of the car. And what I've done is now taken the number plate holder trim off, as well as the rear bumper, all there, and the boot seal. Having uncovered this, which is not ideal, this is all very, very, very terrible metal, along with a really bad previous repair. Don't know if you can see that or how well you can see that. But the plan for today is to get this plate cut and welded in. I'm going to try get the antenna out. It doesn't work anyway, so I'll rip that out and weld a little plate in there. And then we'll see how it goes from there. I'm probably going to try attack the rear valance and get that cut out, or at least some of it today as well. So got the car on a ramp, wheels off, sitting underneath it, having a look where the best place to cut everything would be. And I think I'm going to cut sort of level with this the whole way, and just start chopping away, I suppose. So, I am wearing my safety glasses because I've just been doing all that cutting. I've got one of the cut out here. I've left this arch down to the bottom because I've got replacement arches and I just want to make sure that they're in the right place. I mean, they come all the way up to here, so I can match it to this body line, and I've got all these body lines and stuff, but I just want to make sure that they're in the right place for when I weld those in. This pocket, like I said, is all cut out along with the middle. It's hit me a little bit while I'm cutting away and looking at it and not really doing much, but anyway, I need to move on forward. It's terrifying. I've never done anything like this. I've never done anything even remotely close to this, but we press on. I have now cut out both sides, so this is the right side. As you can see, I've tried to match the height here with the height on this side. So, got a Sharpie. Here's the spare wheel well, obviously. Going to mark out a centimetre out of that, probably, so it can fit in there. Make it match, trim it wherever I need, and then drill some holes around the edge and spot weld it in, and then put seam sealer on it. I'll set you up on a tripod so you can watch me mark it and cut it. So that is the circle cut out. It's started to rain. You can't see it probably, but it has started to rain. That is chopped. Let's try get it inside and try it on for size. That is a pretty good fit, I'd say. So I've got it in here, and what I've done is I have marked up what orientation. So I've marked it in 3 places. I marked it over there, this corner, and over there, and I put arrows facing forward, and I'm going to trim it until it fits in, and I will be back once it's all fitting. Okay, so I'm done for today. I have sprayed all the cut edges with primer just to protect it, because I'm not going to be here probably for another week, because I only come on weekends. Yeah, let me show you. I've put the boot seal back on. Obviously all that is done. I've put the bumper back on. It's going to be cool, but yeah, it's good.